Hello, we're here on the presentation number 3. You're doing really well, and we're gonna talk about in this presentation. We're gonna explain the reason that we're here about the Ikigai as a service. So we're gonna talk about what is Ikigai. Okay, Ikigai is a Japanese concept that means a reason for being. A reason for you to, like, what's your purpose? So like we've been talking like why like in the first presentation we talk about the why, and the why comes from this reason for being, and the idea that you can have like an ikigai, it gives you this idea that you control the whole reason why you're here. And when you have this kind of idea, like the people that have Ikigai are people that are really just in a different level of others in so many ways. And we're going to just having some conversations. We're going to talk a little bit like how to practice Ikigai. And probably like in some cases, you've been practicing Ikigai even without knowing. Like, who knows? Maybe some people don't know what Ikigai is. And as you know, Ikigai comes way back, like almost more than 2,000 years. It's 1,000 years ago. And it's been from the idea that like it comes from Japan, which is a place that like you understand that has the people like with more people 100 years old on and like or older, and people that have like in some cases, some way, somehow they already understand the purpose of things. Like they see things in a different way. Let's put it this way: they see things in a different way. And some countries, some cultures, they might see things in a different way. So like it's like how you see your view, what's your perspective about life, right? So if you have a different perspective, and so but what I can see, as soon as you have this kind of a perspective to understand about Ikigai and to understand your purpose, I really believe that you reach a certain level that I believe a lot of people are not in this point. Several questions that people talk about Ikigai, like if Ikigai is religious per se. Look, there are some people that believe that Ikigai is religious. I will just don't focus too much on religion, on Ikigai per se. I just focus on your personal development. How can you use Ikigai for your personal development? And how can we use the concepts of Ikigai without religion? I think religion is like more a benefit or a plus in some situations, but I think you need to be focused much more on how can you improve as a person based on some specific topics. And if you do this, I believe you come to a different dimension per se. So how to practice Ikigai? So like if you, some points, like what Ikigai in the end preaches, like what is the idea that Ikigai preaches in the end, right? The first thing, like do what you do best, okay? So what do what you do best means that you try to fit the best thing that every person does their one thing or several things the best way that they can do, okay? And it's the cool part is that like we are in this world with 7 billion people or more. You will not see one person with the same fingerprint. Think about this. Think about this, that like we have 7 billion people, and 7 billion people, you don't have one person that it was duplicated. Every person has their own best, their own self, their own thing. And then what you need to do is just to find it, to find what you do best. What do you do best? And they have some people that like, if you find what you do best, you will not have like, you will not just working in one day in your life. Like we have this kind of saying, right? That if you do what you like, you do what you do best, like you will not just work per se in your life, right? So this is like one, do what you do best. Know how to say no. This is really important because when you say no, you know exactly what you want, right? Because if you are saying yes to everyone, you will not be able to go where you want to be. So the idea to say no gives you the idea to say, look, if I'm saying no, is because I have a direction that I'm going. It's like you have a certain place that you're going, right? With a ship. You cannot just go left and right the way you want it, or you cannot just take it like the ship like to like different directions all the time. So you need to be able to say no. It's hard sometimes, but I really believe now we're gonna find different ways, or like some ways that you can work on that. You're gonna just see a topic specific on emotional intelligence that will be great in order for us to understand that, like, what's the best way for us to say no, like without being impolite and like to be impolite. So like we're gonna just talk about this. Don't worry about it. Take care of your energy. Okay, what you say about energy? I would say that like you have a specific time, specific resources, and the resources are not unlimited, right? That's why you have a lot of people stressed out, right? Like the level of stress that you have in this world is skyrocketing. Sometimes stress is important because it takes you to a level that you thought that you never had, but you cannot have stress for a long period of time. So you need to understand like if the stress or the situations that you're putting yourself at this point, if they are necessary or if they are not necessary. How can I just get myself out of this kind of stress? Or how I can work with some tips and tricks in order to get and conserve energy. And I think this is one of the things that you do. This part about practice continuous personal development. Meanwhile, you are in this world, you need to keep learning. And learning is a journey. You need to continue learning. Society continues evolving. And it's important for us to avoid being irrelevant. Think about like how much progress that we have in this world at this point. We came from just the caveman, and then we came to just the Roman Empire, and we came from like just the English British Empire, and then America, and we're coming like this progress is coming and coming along. And it's important that like you see that no one was able to stop progress. Nobody are going to be able to stop the internet, the 3Gs, the 4Gs, the 5Gs, and how technology is evolving, and how things nowadays are done all remote. This is not possible. So like instead of saying like, oh my God, I wish I would be able to go back to the good old days, you need to be able to say, you know what the opportunities that I have, what the opportunities that I have to improve and evolve as a person. And it's hard. It's takes you out of your comfort zone. But I think as soon as you're able to get out of your comfort zone and find people that are out of their comfort zone with you, you'll be able to work together with this. And this is the beauty of personal development, continuous personal development. And I believe you can do that. Simplify. Don't make things difficult. So This is aligned with the energy, aligned with stress. So like if you make your life simpler, then you'll be able to just have less headaches, and you'll be able to find your purpose in a better way with more clarity. When you have too many things, then you don't know exactly where you want to be. So sometimes like less is more. And you need to understand like what the less that you need to have, what the less that it's more important for you. And this is like what we're trying to come up with. And I think you know what it is, but it's like the challenge in order to take the things that are not important, the things that are just draining energy from you, and just focus on what is the best and what is the most important for you. And then the last one is to love your personal and professional why. When you live and when you're working, which is in the end is kind of your life, like a life and work and living, you need to be able to understand the why of things. You cannot just go through life and just without whys. I think as soon as you understand the why, and if the why is not aligned with like where you want to go, you need to make some decisions. You need to make some decisions, and sometimes decisions are hard to be made, but decisions that needs to be made. Nobody can be can avoid your purpose. Your purpose is the most important thing that you have to take because it's yours. It's unique. It's something that it's only you have. And we have to understand that like nobody can rob, nobody can steal your purpose. You have to protect your purpose with the most, the biggest care that you can. People are going to try to take your purpose, right? But you got to be able to protect your purpose the best way you can. And this is the journey that we're going to go through it right now. Okay? So the next step in the next presentation, we're going to be talking a little bit more about personal development. And we're going to just go in a little bit more detail about like how this Ikigai, how we're going to, let's try to explain the Ikigai a little bit more detail, just in overview, let's put it this way. And then just for you to understand where we are. And then later on, we're going to go topic by topic. I see you in the next presentation. Thank you.